If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Right, hi everyone. Hi, and welcome to something completely new and completely different today. We are going to be playing, or making characters for mostly today, covering session 0 and all that stuff. We are going to be playing Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, which I'm super excited about because it's Pathfinder, but possibly with a more rules-light system than, say, Pathfinder Second Edition is. It's Savage Worlds is one of my favourite systems that I've played in, and I have quite a lot of experience running Savage Worlds on Foundry. There's that. So yeah, what we're going to do first, or before we do anything, is we're going to go around the table and get people to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about yourselves and maybe like how much roleplay you've been doing or what you've been doing roleplay wise. Won't be very long. Normal weeks, what will happen is we'll go around, we'll get people to introduce themselves and the character that they're playing, and then we'll do a recap and crack on with the game itself. But, you know, tonight, because it's the first one, we're just going to get people to introduce themselves. So, I will start us off because there might be new faces here. I am James, or James Corp, or whatever you want to call me. James usually works, but, you know, I prefer James. I'm going to be the games master for this game, as you can tell by the title under my face here. I've been playing games probably about for 27 years, and I've probably been GMing for about 26, because I know it was quite early on when my original GM was like, well, I'm bored of GMing, it's you guys now need to start GMing, and I think I was quite happy to take it up, and I haven't really stopped GMing since. First game I played was AD&D 2nd edition. We were doing Ravenloft Mask of the Red Death, I believe, which is set on Earth. It's sort of an alternative history setting. It was really fun. I've probably told this story multiple times, but there was one point where I didn't understand encumbrance, and my character was running around with a set of ladders down a back alley in some European town. So, you know, you can imagine these set of ladders running up and down this fucking back alley. I think we were trying to track down a vampire, and I had some ladders. Anyway, as I said, Savage Worlds is literally my favourite system. I find it simple to run. It's generally easy for players. You know, players will have to do a little bit work on their own about like getting used to how the mechanics work. But lucky enough, on Foundry, it is all completely automated. So don't you worry there. We will be going over Foundry as well because a lot of the people here have never played Foundry or used Foundry. So there is nuances to it, but once you get used to it, the game will run as smooth as butter, unless there's errors, and then there's nothing you can do about that. So we'll go to is it Big Totes? Is that how I pronounce it? Big Totes?
It's actually bigotes. It's mustache in Spanish.
I thought it was whiskers. When I put in Google Translate to try and get pronunciation, it said whiskers.
Yeah. It would be whiskers as well. I used to have them, but I had to shave after the pandemic for health reasons. I'm Bigotes, my online persona, and I've been playing for almost, I'm gonna say 15 years. I had my humble beginnings with D20 Modern. I don't know if anyone have ever heard of that system.
I've heard of D20, and I think I've heard of D20 Modern.
D20 Modern.
Was it a grey? It was grey, weren't it? I believe the book cover was grey.
Yeah, and it recently had a relaunch. It had a Kickstarter and everything, and I was hooked. I've been playing since, and well, after the pandemic, I began to play more online. Right, I think everyone began to give it a second look to the whole online community. And yeah, that's it. I'm ready to test some Pathfinder. I've never played it before. I've played a lot of Savage Worlds though.
Okay, good. Okay, Jarek?
So actually it's Jarek. It's different in Polish with J and E. And yeah,
is it Jarek? Am I supposed to pronounce it like a Y?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, in Polish it's Y. So my letter for me is correct. In English it's for me different. But yeah, If it's hard, you can say always like Jarek. Doesn't matter for me. I used to that in my work here. Yeah, so I'm playing what 2022, 24, 25 years, and I was defending myself from running games for about 5-6 years. So with less or more success, I'm player, mostly GM. Started with Warhammer, sorry, with Warhammer first edition, then second, then D&D, and since I'm on Savage Worlds, I'm changing everything to be in Savage Worlds mechanics.
Okay. Yeah, Warhammer was my first. Warhammer was the first game I've ever run. Like when I first ran, when he was like, "Yeah, you got a GM." Warhammer was actually my first game. I got the Hogshead republished one. Sorry, I'm just connecting. All right, just connecting with my players. Izzy.
Yeah, well, I'm Izzy. I'm known as Little Miss Is on the socials. This will be my first role-playing game, so tabletop role-playing game. So, yeah.
Have you never played? You've never played an RPG before?
Well, the RPGs on PC and stuff, but never a tabletop.
Oh right, okay. Oh well, okay. Well, we're gonna. Well, everyone. The difference with this sort of with RPGs is people will help you out if you need helping out, right? So don't feel, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, all right? Because that's what we're here to answer and to help people enjoy the game itself as much as possible. So hopefully you're in safe hands, but I'm pretty sometimes bad at explaining myself, but that happens. Crafty, what about you?
What is going on? My name is Crafty Matt. I have been playing role-playing game. Well, let me start with the whole crafty thing. So in school, from the beginning of kindergarten all the way up, nobody ever called me Matt. All of my teachers and professors always called me Mr. Craft. So then my friends started calling me Crafty, and it just stuck. I'm one of those insane people that actually uses my real name online. Been playing role-playing games off and on for over 25 years. My first game was actually either a game of BX or Beck Me. I couldn't tell you because I was in the 4th grade and the torchbearer and loot carrier for the much older kids in school. All through high school, though, I mostly played Palladium. I did play a 4-year Dog Boy campaign in the Rifts Coalition and a lot of Star Wars. Then I had kids, got married, and took a break. When I came back playing 5th edition. That was, I'm guessing, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And my 5th edition campaign is still going with the same friends. They're all professionals. One of them is a business owner. The other one is an accountant. So you can only imagine the session notes that I get from those people. And then on the side, I also play my personal favorite game of all time, which is Conan 2D20. I am super excited to be playing Savage Worlds, specifically Pathfinder. I love the Pathfinder world, but I do not necessarily like the Pathfinder system. So the Savage Worlds, it excites me.
And you backed it fully, didn't you? Another thing you backed, you went all in on?
Oh yeah, no, full whale.
Don't say it out loud, just in case the the other half's around doesn't know that you've done it.
I'm full whale on almost everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably. I mean, I got the books. I just went for the books because I couldn't afford to go full in on the Kickstarter. But the recent Kickstarter, you can. I'm gonna try and upgrade my pledge to the $450 one to get everything in box form, because I like having physical copies, even though I don't really have the space. But I'll find space.
Space is a premium even here. So the wife is starting to question where all these things are coming from.
You just got it.
It's gifts. It's magical.
Arrived.
I have no idea where it's coming.
So look, you can see the bank statement. Look, there's no last. I didn't pay anything out last month. Anyway, Stevie.
Hi, I'm Stevie. I started tabletop roleplay games only about 5 years ago. I started with 5e, and made a tiefling mage who got themselves killed within 3 sessions. So then I had to remake a new character again. But since then, I have played quite a bit more 5e, and I have run a few games of Monster of the Week as well, because I really like that system. Now, I've never done Pathfinder or Savage Worlds, so I'm completely new to this, but I'm very excited for it.
So Pathfinder is like, if you ever, well, you haven't played 3.5, it's basically a continuation of like an older version of D&D, almost, but in its own setting. It's like a different setting. I think it's a fairly generic setting for a fantasy. It's pretty. I think it's literally the kitchen sink of fantasy. So you know it's. But I mean, unfortunately at the moment we're only limited to the stuff that I have available in Foundry. Because you was asking about tieflings, and they're coming in the next book that's coming, the Advanced Player's Guide that's coming out in, well, they just kickstarted it. Yeah, it's a generic fantasy setting, so yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to do, but yeah, we will be making characters, but before we make characters, we need to go over my checklist of session 0. Okay. So this is the elevator pitch of the campaign. So this is the idea. I'm waiting for Rise of the Rune Lord to come out on Foundry as a module, because bollocks doing all that work, right? Putting all the uploading all the character stats and stuff. I might as well just wait for it to come out. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a game called Hollow's Last Hope, I believe it's called, which is it's not. I don't think it's a one shot, but it's not a very long story. But there are additional books for 3.5 that continue the story, and I've already converted over most of the second book over to Savage Worlds Pathfinder, which is Crown of the Kobold King. And then we'll do, and we're just going to, because we're waiting for the book to come out, we'll keep playing the same characters then as well. And yeah, there's 3 additional adventures to do, and I might add my own shit and stuff like that. So, it's going to be, but the game is going to be set in a place called Falcon's Hollow. But anyway, the campaign pitch is, so this is the general setup of the game. You've been hired by a caravan that is heading home to Falcon's Hollow. They have hired you for protection because they are transporting the earnings that they've made back home. Arriving in the village of Falcon Hollow, the heroes will learn of a plague that's ravaging the population. There is a cure, and the local healer's grandmother left the healer notes, but it's cryptic. So yeah, so that will be roughly the whole idea behind that game. By this game, all right. I'm just going to quickly go over some things about the setting itself, or as much as I could think about doing. Just over a century ago, a cataclysmic event shook the world of Golarion?
Golarion.
I think it's Golarion, yeah.
Yeah, Golarion. All right. I'll get there. The god of humanity died, and his name was Adorian. It is the age of lost omens, for if a god cannot fulfill his own prophecy, what chance have any others of coming true? The common citizens of the Inner Sea region, be they farmers or traders or city guard, know about magic. The world of Galanthia has passed through countless eras of strange discovery of technology, both high and low, from primitive to futuristic. With the dawning and closing of each age, the tool of working peoples of this magic-infused place have again and again pushed back the mist of ignorance and savagery with the shimmering wonders of great and small. So I think there are elements of steampunk in this game, and or magic punk, or whatever you want to call it. Magic tech, I think, is included in this game as well. Yeah, the game is going to be potentially you all working for the Pathfinder Society, I think it's called, which is basically a society that basically people. I don't actually know. They're basically a society that keep records of glorious deeds, basically of basically it's an excuse for adventurers to have a reason to go out and adventure. Basically, that is from what I've read is the basic gist of what it's there to do. Did anyone have any questions about the setting itself?
Yeah, it's gonna be a high magic one, right? High magic. High fantasy?
It is high fantasy. Yeah. I guess it's high fantasy in areas, probably low fantasy in other areas, like especially in isolated towns and stuff like that. I mean, the citizens have probably all encountered magic of some sort, right? But the technology that they will have available, or the magic tech they will have available, is different depending on, I guess, where it's located.
Okay.
So it's not like Numenera batshit crazy. It's more like fantasy hovels, and the occasional magical thing may show up, right?
Gotcha.
I think you can buy magical items as well. In this, I think in Pathfinder you can actually go out, if you got the gold, you can buy the magic item. Character options, just stick to what's in the book, in the Pathfinder book for me at the moment. I have, like I said, the other books. There's no other books yet available. They haven't even brought out the companion's not even available on Foundry yet. So we're gonna go over safety tools, okay? So these are, like I said, before we started, like I said, these are gonna be this is gonna be the lines and vowels. I'll also be going over stuff that may occur in the game. To start with, so. There will be blood, horror, claustrophobia, mental domination, paralysis, possibly spiders, possibly starvation and thirst, possibly implied death of innocence. My lines that I've written down, and people can add this if they are uncomfortable about certain things. No non-consensual sexual contact. Preferably no sexual contact at all. It's not really something as a GM I'm that interested in having on a role-playing game. Violence towards children, PC initiated torture, non-consensual inter-party violence, racism, sexism, anti-LGBTQ, is it LGBTQ stuff?
Yeah.
PC driven slavery, or good guy slavery, so none of that. Is there anything else that people would like not to happen at all?
I think we should ban fart jokes in chat.
Well, chat can do.
What?
Chat's different.
I'm joking.
I don't do well with animal abuse as well. If that could be included, that would be actually my only line. Like, I really don't.
What about wild animals? What was you being attacked by a pack of wolves?
Yeah, no. That's defending myself. I'm talking about like animal
Just
abuse.
randomly
like,
kicking a
yeah,
dog.
there you go. That really doesn't go well with me.
And is that good guys or is that bad guys? Because bad guys are bad guys.
Yeah, but guys, like I'm talking about like our PC is doing like animal abuse. Like,
Okay.
fun.
All right. Yep. Okay. That could be. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So now animal abuse as no good guy animal abuse.
There we go. That bad guys are gonna be bad guys, right?
Yeah.
John Wick did some amazing things when a puppy got kicked. So
they've got they've got all twirly moustaches. They've all got whiskers, right? Anyone else got anything that they would like to add as a line that they really don't want to get involved in the game? I was about to say, you can't say combat, all right? Combat is not able to go in that entire section, all right? Because that,
PC death.
that unfortunately is part of the game.
And in
Don't
Savage
worry.
it's really hard to die.
Nice try, though.
Is it hard? Well, it's not hard to die because you can drop. because you only got 3 wounds and then you go down. But you know, it is. I guess it's quite easy to get back up again. Okay, vows. These are things that if they start happening, we'll cut to black because we don't want sexy sex scenes, do we? Really? So yeah, consensual sexual contact is a vow. Or vows, which basically means, you know, we bring blinds over it. That's what it sort of represents, right? It brings, like, you're bringing a vow over it, so it moves. I'm probably pronouncing it completely wrong, or in my really bad Essex accent. NPC torture, so I don't expect the good guys to be like, well, it's not expected, but if you start, like, torturing NPCs to get information from, we are going to we'll do a dice roll, cut over to like just it being done, right? We don't want to see that. Cannibalism, maybe, yeah, cannibalism. Well, deliberate cannibalism, I'm gonna say, right, is definitely gonna be a vow. If you don't know, you know, if you've been fed humans, you don't know about it. You don't know about it.
No, but is it cannibalism if a orc eats a human?
No, because it's not. Because you're not. Because it's cannibalism is human, right? But then again,
so if I eat, like, if I choose an orc, I'm allowed to eat people.
As many as you like.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Oh, it's about humanoids.
Sure.
Fantastic.
But this does not include if the troll picks up the town guard and eats him Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, vor is allowed. No, anyway, no harm to, vows is harm to animals and slavery. So, if there is any, I don't think there is going to be any slavery in this, but there might be some at some point. I don't know. With like evil creatures and shit, but who knows. And the safety tool that we will be using, and this is what we were talking about earlier. At any point when you feel uncomfortable or you need to take a break or something needs, you know, you can say, let's pause for a minute. Right? And we will pause. We will go, the screen will fade to black. We'll go for a break and then we can discuss it and figure things out. All right? Is that cool with everyone? There is X cards, but I'd much rather just have it said. Rather than people feeling like, oh god, should I play this? Should I not play it? If you just say, let's pause for a minute, we can go to a break and we can discuss it as, you know, and figure out, and then when we come back, we'll probably have moved on from that scene. All right, is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I didn't get all the way down my session 0 notes, but campaign inspirations, I guess Game of Thrones up to a certain season. Well, then you might have enjoyed the entire thing. Lord of the Rings, you know, any of the Lord of the Rings films. Maybe not The Hobbits, because they were a bit bad. The BBC radio play of the Hobbit's probably good.
Not really allowed. We haven't got halflings available to us, have we?
Yeah, halflings. Halfling
available?
Of course you got
Just
halfling.
they are.
hobbits.
The halflings are part of the book. At least I thought.
Saw them in the core book.
Oh, I didn't see them. Maybe I scrolled past it when I was looking at race choices.
Names. Half out. Well, no, you didn't get far enough. That's what happened. You got to Halfling and was like, no, that's it. Yeah, halflings are past it. Yeah. The reason why I suspect that tieflings aren't in it. Tieflings weren't part of the player's guide in 3rd edition. They weren't a race until they didn't become an, well, in this it's called ancestry, but they didn't become an ancestry until probably a later player's guide, but like player guide 2 or something, I'd suspect. So that's probably why they're not in as an option in the core book. But there's enough. I mean, you got dwarves, elves, humans, gnomes, half elves, half orcs, halflings. You know, there's plenty to choose. Right. So, what's next? I need to go over Foundry, don't I? Briefly.
Yeah.
For your benefit. Okay. So this is going to be, you're probably not, the people in chat, you're probably not going to see much. Okay, so we're going to start in the bottom left-hand corner, okay? You see where it says players?
Yeah.
So it lists all your names, all right? And there should be then in a bracket the character name that you're playing. If you right click on it, on your name, it should bring up a choice of user. Well, there might not be any choice, but there's probably user Benny. Probably, I don't know.
So it comes with user configuration, or if you
Yeah.
press the little number next to your name, it's spend a penny.
Okay. If you go up to user configuration, okay, now that will open up a little window. It's where you select your character from. I've already done that for most of you. I don't know if I've given ownership to everyone. We'll figure that out in a second. What else you can do is you can change your colour, your player colour, which what I generally do is what colour you pick for that is what colour I put as a border around your token on battle maps and stuff. So it's a little bit anal, but it's sort of like, it's just so you, at a glance you can like look and just see where your character is just from the colour. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, and also I generally try and match my colour to my dice options, so when I'm rolling dice my colour is the same as my player's colour, so that when the dice are rolled I can know, and load of people are rolling the dice because there are 3D dice in this game and you can select them. You'll be able to see what colour you are. Now it's best for you not to all have the same colour, which currently you don't, but I think there are a couple with similar colours maybe, but you can change the colour to a preferred colour if you'd like.
I chose red, standard.
Okay.
Green's
I
my
went
favorite
pink.
color.
Once you've done that, hit save configuration, and then you can get on with it. I'll sort it out for the dice in a little bit. Oh, there you go. You spent a penny. You won't probably have to do that in general. Doing it that way, it's built into the dice roller. So
Nice.
when you roll, it will be there'll be things you can click. Okay, so we're going to go over to the right hand side. So the chat bubbles in the top left hand corner. Top right hand corner, because I can never remember my rights from my left. That's basically where all the dice roll happens. If you chat, it's where chatting will happen. Yes, and like I said, if you roll dice, you roll dice in there. That is where all the results will be put whenever you do any skill tests or any rolling whatsoever. The next one along, which is a fist. It looks like a clenched fist. That's basically the initiative tracker. When we get into combat, you add your token to the initiative tracker, and then it will automatically draw you a card when we begin the combat. The best thing to do with that, and this can be done with any of the windows, is if you right click on the window, it opens up a small box, basically a duplicate of a thing that hovers around. You can drag it around the screen. All right, so you can basically, realistically, I find that the combat tracker is the one I do it on the most, because I like to see who's acting next. I like to see the initiative track, so that's probably the one that you'll do the most. But like I said, you can actually do it to all of them. That is pretty much how you do it. Right, the next one after that should be like 3 people standing together. It's called Actors Directory. In there is where you'll find your character sheets. It will also be, if any of you get horses or anything, your horses will be put in that area as well, and I will assign them to your character. You can open up your character sheet by just clicking on your name or the one that I've assigned to it, and that is how you'll get to your character. In play, you'll be able to open your character from your token when it's on the screen. You can just double left click your token and it opens the character sheet. But for now, we will be using it this way. Next one after is items, which looks like a suitcase. We're not using it currently because we're going to be doing items a different way, which I much more prefer to do it that way. One after that, which looks like a book, is the journal. Okay. In the journal is the Savage Worlds rules. I think that's the only thing you can see, and player aid as well. Player aid is a bunch of documents I've put together to run the game more smoothly. You've got backgrounds. Backgrounds is basically a list of questions that I would like you to use during the week to basically use as a questionnaire to like do a background for your player character. and then what we do is we'll add it to your character sheet. But you know, the questions I've got is in sections. We've got your past, like where are you from, how were you raised, how did you become an adventurer, who are your friends, what are your most significant memories. Then we've got stuff about your personality, what is your greatest desire, what is your greatest fear, what do you believe in, to whom or what are you loyal, why are you no, I need to change why you're out west because that's the Deadland question. So I'll be changing that shortly. So don't use that last question just yet. All right, why are you out west? Fuck knows, because we are. And then tough questions is what is your internal conflict, and then how is your character different from you. Try and have, when you do them, don't just like answer it like one question at a time. Try and give it a bit of flair and interest. All right, just so that if I want to use your background to screw you over, I can. Next one is combat options and situations. There's quite a few combat options and stuff you can do during the game. It is worth like at least having a look through that at least once at some point, and then in combat maybe opening it up and having a look. You can pop all of these out into a different window if you've got multiple windows. But the likelihood is what will happen is you'll open more windows and can't find the windows. I also added using bennies, so if you don't know how bennies work or what you can do with bennies, there is quite a lot you can do with bennies. You can reroll traits, you can spend it to recover from shaken, you can recover power points, you can soak rolls, you can draw a new action card. So like if you're drawing a really bad action card, you can spend a benny and go, I'd like a different action card, please, and then you'll get a new action card. You can reroll damage, so if you don't do much damage, you really wanted to take out this enemy, you can spend a benny to do that. And influence the story. You can, obviously, I'll generally allow it, but you can spend a benny to like add something to the actual story itself, like whether there's an additional clue, or if you're in combat, maybe there's some additional cover or something like that. Just allows the players to have a bit of control on their surroundings. All right. And then this game does use convictions, which are basically more advanced versions of bennies, but they don't work exactly the same. But you can only have one. But we'll cover conviction when we get to having conviction. All right. The next one along is probably rollable tables. Don't worry about that. That's really just for me. Next one's probably cards. Yet again, don't worry about that. I'm probably not going to. I am tempted to use the adventure deck, but I'm not going to use it just yet. Next one along is audio. So this is going to be an important one because you're going to need to how to turn it down. At the bottom, there should be there should be like volume control. You can turn it down or turn it up. So I wouldn't turn it all the way down because I do play music throughout my games. In fact, let me play some music right now so that you can adjust the sounds to deal with the music that I'm going to be playing. Bam. Is that too quiet or is it loud enough for everyone? Really quiet.
It's loud, so how do I turn it down?
So there should be. So are you in the audio section, which looks like a musical note?
Oh, I'm clicking on it, but it doesn't go anywhere.
What you can't? What are you clicking on?
The musical note sat between card stacks and.
Does it not? Is it not opening
compendium.
anything?
No.
Hit F5. And then try it. Yeah, if there's any issues like things aren't working right, hit F5. It generally fixes it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's opening it now. And then there you go. I can turn it down now. Yeah, thank you.
Right, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, because I wanted to cover that. Next part, the next one. Look, I think this looks like a closed book or something called compendium packs. You don't need to worry about compendium packs. You don't even have to look in there. And then the last one, which is a cogwheel or a bunch of cogs, is settings. You can go to configure settings, and there's a few things you can change in there as well. There's like, where was it? Where did I see it? Because someone pointed it out to me. Where is it? Where did I see it? Is it system? Oh no, there's one called pan to token speaker, because some people like chatting on their token, like they're chatting in. They like to type out in the chat. If you click pan to token speaker, make sure it's switched off. When they click that, when they press enter, you don't get dragged to their fucking token saying words, which I only discovered last night. The other thing you might want to do is if you go to module settings and look down, there's a lot of modules, which are basically add-ons that like allow me to do extra things in the game. If you go look down it, there should be Dice So Nice. Do you see it? It says Dice So Nice ! On the cogwheel. At the top, it starts on core setting, and at the top there's two other tabs, which is system setting and module setting. If you go to module setting, and then look for Dice So Nice, there is a 3D dice setting with my dice setting on it. Am I being really bad at explaining?
No, I found it.
And if you click my dice setting, you can change what type of dice you're using, what colour they are, what material they're made from, etc., etc. So you know, people like collecting dice, right? I find people like hoard thousands upon thousands of different types of dice. You can sort of customize it here. I think there's loads of little options you can add to it as well if you really want to fucking piss around with it. But yeah, you can change your, like I said, you can change the colour to match your player colour and shit like that. But yeah, that is basically how you navigate with Foundry for the time being. The rest we will cover probably during a combat next week, alright? Because there will be some more to cover. So, we need to make characters. Make characters. Bam. Right, that should all pop up on your screen. So, making characters. So the first thing you need to think about is concepts. Some of you have thought of already what concept you're going to be, including your class edge as well, what class you're going to play. But concept is not your class, all right? It's not, you're not like a fighter. It's what, like, if you were a fighter, what was he before? Was he a town guard? You know, perhaps he was a town guard, or was he a mercenary for hire, or was he some sort of person that went round bars and beat people up who didn't pay money, or something, you know, whatever. Someone who'd go beat someone up who didn't pay their debts to people, you know, things like that. Adjutant, is that the word I'm thinking of? Agitator? Is that the word I'm thinking of? Yeah, I think that's the word. No, tax collectors are different. Tax collectors didn't beat people up. So some of you already done a concept, some of you haven't. So yeah, so I mean, what the people who have chosen already, what are you thinking about playing? Like, give me a rough breakdown of what you've done. All right, Stevie, you put your hand up. You can go first.
So, I kind of thought of a character based around a half orc who lives with his full orc mother, out kind of semi-wilderness with occasional trips for stocking up on supplies and whatnot. But they were outcast from the orc tribe when she had him because he wasn't full orc, obviously. So he's learned his fighting from her as she was kind of like an orc fighter, and his whole idea is he just wants to get out and adventure and see some more of the world than the little hut that he lived in with his mum.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? Yes.
Yes. Which one? Me?
Yeah, you put your hand up.
I got it. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, concept is that I'm a dwarven cleric of Torag. As a child, my family, the Forgebeards, worked in the forges of High Helm in the Five Kings Mountains. I guess you could say the forge or whatever was passed down to me by my father, and I could care less. So I did find that I found the forging of steel to be quite cathartic and almost a religious experience, but the actual I guess you could say day-to-day working on the metal to not be. And so I joined the idea is that my character joined the Pathfinder Society to find adventure and to basically spread the message of Torag and to help other people. The riddle of steel, as it were.
Who's Torag for us laymen who don't know?
Torag is one of the deities in Pathfinder. One of the big ones too. It's probably the one deity that's worshipped most by dwarves. In D&D terms or old Pathfinder terms, he would be considered lawful or neutral good.
All right, cool. Have you had any thoughts at all on what to play?
A full elf that's believed to be a half elf by her family, and therefore she's an outcast, seen as her family is one of high royal standards, and she's not believed to be a full elf.
So you're like the bastard of the family.
Exactly.
Okay, that could work. Yep. Jarek?
Well, I have prepared 3 characters depending on what Easy will choose. But I basically prepared either druid, sorcerer, or rogue. And I'll go deeper into that depending on what will fit the best after Easy choose her class.
Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna call you Big. BIJ. It's on you.
Well, I'm gonna play a paladin. Let me just check here. I'm Theseus, and I came from a long line of fighters. Like my whole family was in the army. They all fought for the church, and so did I. And I did not like it. It was not what they all told me it was gonna be, and I did not really like the whole war thing. But I was too ashamed to admit it, like too ashamed to actually say I don't like to fight for the church. So I walk away. Nowadays I'm trying to work to just not to starve, and I'll get work wherever I can. I mean, I will do violence, I will do mercenary work. I'm just not really that into it, and I did not appreciate how much was the church into it. They were happy to justify violence on their names. I find it weird. I'm kind of disappointed with how holy vows we take, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to suggest everyone to do who hasn't who hasn't already fucking figured out exactly where their points have gone. So open up your character sheet, all right? Has everyone decided on what ancestry they are going to be playing?
That's the race, right? No?
Yes, race, but it's called ancestry in this.
I'm gonna be a human.
Okay, all right. So the way you get things in this game, well, the easiest way to basically, the character sheets in this game are drag and drop. All right, a lot of it you drag it onto your character sheet, and it basically puts it on the character sheet. What you do, and the easiest way to find where said item is if you press Control Space, it opens up a little index, right? And for example, for BIG, if you put human in, it will bring up human for Savage Pathfinder, and you just drag it onto your character sheet. Izzy, did you think about what sort of class you wanted to play at all?
I think with the backstory, Rogue fits best.
Rogue, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So, what I suggest... Oh, dear. Okay, if everyone goes to the effects tab on their character sheet, all right, you see where it says effect?
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of permanent effects, and there's like the universal power symbol. If you click that, it will turn off those effects. Now, if everyone puts their attributes all at D6, okay? The way you do that, hover over where the dice is. You see where the die is, like it's D4, and if you click on it, it should bring up a drop-down menu where you can change the number of what type of dice it is. Before we start spending points to raise and lower your character, what I'm going to bring everyone over to is the hindrance tab. So I'm going to do that. Basically, everyone can take 4 points worth of hindrances. It's advisable to do it. You can take more than 4 points, but you don't get more than 4 points. These are things that are a negative to your character. They make them more interesting. They are things that, if they come up in play, you get a Benny. And obviously a Benny allows you to re-roll dice. It allows you to do other things with it. There is quite a few of them. You might want to just spend some time and have a read through the hindrances. So, did everyone choose their hindrances?
I did.
Got mine. Yep. I'll have to go back later and edit them, but
Hang on, what do you mean edit them?
add flavor to them. Not the mechanical, but just add like as an example, my habit being I smoke a pipe.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, okay. I thought suddenly was like, because there are like basic edges on, like all of them are on there without a description, just a page number. I'm like, oh no, did he just pick the fucking wrong thing? No. Oh, I managed to set it up so you can't see them. All right, BIG or big. What hindrances did you go for?
I went with habit, but in my case, it's not as a minor hindrance, but as a major one. I got kind of a drinking problem, and it developed during the war. It helped me sleep. I mean, a couple drinks would get me through the night. Now it's a little bit more. And I try to like play it cool, like it's not a big deal, but yeah, it's getting bad.
Cool. Well, not cool because you're a paladin. that might come across. I don't know. I know in Deadlands that there are such things as sinning, so maybe there is a sinning table in this, where if you overindulge yourself, your god might turn his back on you.
Oh, probably. And I think there is another one for my class that I'm forced to take. I'm not sure if it's Code of Honor or if it's Vow, maybe.
Yeah, you get Code of Honor.
It's just Code of Honor and Habit. Both are major. And that would be my 4 points.
Hang on, what? No, Code of Honor is one you'll get for free. You don't have a choice in it. You just get it because of being a paladin.
So that's what I was wondering about. I'm gonna get a Vow then. Same deal. I have a Vow for my deity. Like I was forced to take it, but I don't like.
Well, I think Code of Honor. Oh, it's a major hindrance anyway. All right, yeah, you get that for free anyway. I think that's when you probably when you drag over Paladin, it will probably add Code of Honor again. All right, cool. Yarek, one day I'll get it right, and you'll be
Yeah. So hindrances which I chose, and the one which I'm getting from Druid. So the one which I chose is all thumbs. I have no idea how to use any devices. I was raised in the forest. Loyal to my pack, obviously, as part of animal shaping culture. Curious like a cat. And a vow, which
vows.
all druids have, is by all costs defend the nature.
Is he?
Yeah.
What
I
hindrances
have-
did you?
Shamed and secrets both are minors. They kind of are together as such, with being my backstory as a bastard elf from royal blood.
Oh, from Royal Blood. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want that coming out because it hangs with me being majorly wanted for killing one of the higher staff to try and escape.
Cool. Okay. Big. One of the viewers is saying, does the character realise they have a drinking problem, or do they not realise yet?
Yeah, no, it's it's the whole deal of I can stop whenever I want. Like,
Crafty.
I have Code of Honor as a major. I also have Heroic as a major. Both of those come from this, I guess you could say, an idealized version of what I think adventurers should be.
Yep.
And then I also have a nasty habit, which is minor, of just pulling my pipe out and smoking. Sometimes in situations where it's not welcome.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yep. Last but not least, Stevie.
So I chose Code of Honor, and Loyal, which kind of combine in a way that this character is very. I won't do anything wrong if I can help it, and I will not go back on. I will not turn my back on my friends.
Okay.
But also the one that gets chosen for you as an orc, half orc, is Outsider.
Yep.
So that doesn't count any points. But I've also chosen Hard of Hearing to a minor degree. So he has a penalty to notice rolls when it involves any kind of noise, sound, or anything he has to listen to.
Yeah, generally when I get people to do notice rolls, I'll generally do say whether it's vision or whether it's. I'll probably say if I just say it's a notice roll, it'll probably just be a vision based notice roll. However, if I need to clarify, I will say it is sound based or noise based.
Or is
So
it minus
just in
4?
case.
I think it's -4 actually. 1 second. Hard of Hearing. -4. Yeah.
Yeah, -4. Yeah, that is a raise. That is a whole success. So it's going to be harder for you to hear things. Right, cool. Right, now you've done that. Basically, I'm going to go over what you can do with those hindrance points right now, because it is the next thing that it talks about. This is an addition to additional stuff you can do, but I advise you to wait till you've done most of your character before you start doing it. So for 2 hindrance points, you can raise an attribute by 1 dice type, or you can choose an additional edge. Edges are basically things that help you, that are good things for your character to have. For 1 hindrance point, you can gain another skill point, or you can start with additional 600 gold pieces. So, you can start with more wealth than everyone else. But before we crack on, we will crack on with traits. So basically, like I said, I told everyone to put their attributes at D6 on each of them, because basically you start with D4 in each of the 5 attributes: agility, smarts, spirits, strength, and vigor. Agility is your hand-eye coordination. Smarts is how intelligent you are. Spirit is self-confidence, backbone, and willpower. It's used to resist social and supernatural attacks as well as fear. Strength is your physical power and fitness. It's also used as the basis of a warrior's damage in hand-to-hand combat, and to determine how much you can carry on yourself. So, when you're running around with all this equipment, we're not going to go too much into encumbrance because I'm not much of a stickler for encumbrance. Hence the ladder running around a back alley back in the day. And then vigor represents an individual's endurance, resistance to disease, poison or toxin, and how much physical damage you can take before they can't go on. It's often used to resist a thing called fatigue, which is something that causes basically your character gets exhausted over time. If they try exerting themselves too much, they can become fatigued. Vigor is used to help alleviate that, and it's also the basis for their stat known as toughness, which is basically how much damage you can resist before you start taking wounds. As you've raised them all to D6, if you want to raise any attribute, you need to lower one first.
How do you lower one?
Just the same way that you raised it. Click on it, and then you just choose the lower dice type, which would be D4.
Oh, okay. And then for higher, you just go to D8.
Yep. Once you're happy with that, go back to the effects tab and turn on all those abilities I told you to switch off. Just because I don't know if it's still in effect, but when I did a test character, I couldn't change the attributes that had been raised and lowered. I couldn't. Whether it's been fixed now, I don't know. But just turn them back on, and you'll be able to figure out what it did. What did it do? Once you've done that, we move on to skills. Now, you start with 5 skills at D4. These are completely free skills. Basically, skills are learnt abilities such as firing weapons, hand-to-hand combat, scientific knowledge, professional aptitudes, and so on. Skills in Savage Pathfinders are very broad to keep the action simple and straightforward. The shooting skill, for example, covers all types of bows and crossbows. The athletic skill covers thrown weapons as well as grappling, swimming and climbing. Core skills, which are the 3 skills that you get starting at D4, are athletics, common knowledge, notice, persuasion and stealth. These are innate abilities and most adult adventurers have. Buying skills. After core skills are assigned, you have 12 additional character points to raise core skills or buy and raise new skills as you see fit. Each die type costs 1 point starting at D4. Obviously, if it starts at D4 already, like notice and all those ones, if you raise it to D6, that will cost 1 point. As long as the skill is equal to or less than the attribute it's linked to, and it does say, like, for example, athletics is linked to agility. So as long as it's lower than equal or lower than the attribute that it's linked to, it costs you 1 point. If you want to raise a skill over the attribute, it will cost you 2 points. Word of advice, I don't advise doing that because it's a waste of points.
Quick clarification: would you? Why would that be considered a waste of points? So just
because it costs 2 points rather than 1 point. Where as your character advances, you can raise an attribute every rank, and it's easier to plan ahead to raise the attribute before you raise the skill, because you get it's more efficient in the way you spend your talent, your skills, points, right, whatever. You can do if you want though. I'm not going to stop you, but I just think it's advisable to keep skills below. If you want a skill list, do we have a skill list? Does it have a skill? Hang on, go back up to here. Yes, okay. I'm going to go bang. If you scroll down a bit, it goes through all the skills. You can read through them and see what they are. So you got academics, athletics, battle, boating, common knowledge, driving, faith, fighting, gambling, healing, intimidation, notice, occult, performance, persuasion, piloting, repair, riding, science, shooting, spellcasting, stealth, survival, taunt, which is basically insulting people, thievery, and that's it. Unless you're a spellcaster, you probably shouldn't get spellcasting, because there's probably no need for you to get spellcasting. Unless you've desperately need it, I wouldn't worry about boating either, because I don't think there's any boats involved. But you know, you never know. You could be a sailor. And obviously, if you want to get the skill, control space, type in the skill, and drag it.
And how many skills should we add?
Well, you've got 12 points to spend. So if you add in a skill, it will cost you 1 because it starts at D4. The best thing to do is you want to sort of like somewhat focus on your core skill that you, not the core skill, but your main focus. So like, if you're a thief, you probably want thievery and stealth to be quite high so that you're an efficient thief. Yeah, you want to, I'd say, as a rule of thumb, you don't want to have all your skills at the maximum, like the same level as your attribute dice, because otherwise it's going to be very hard for you to grow your character. So you probably want to take some skills in different areas and stuff like that. But you know, if you're like, you know, if you're of your royal blood, you probably would have had some sort of academics, mate. I don't know. I mean, it's your character, but you know.
Oh well, I'd like some input. Like, I don't really. Oh wait, now I have stealth twice.
Yeah, because stealth is a core skill.
Ah.
You probably want survival, maybe, because you know, if you was thrown out and you're been living on the streets most of your life, you probably got some sort of survival instinct. I don't know. You're gonna want to think about how you are gonna defend yourself, whether it's through fighting or shooting at people, like shooting bows or
And
shooting
not something
crossbows.
like intimidation.
Yeah, you can use intimidation in combat. You can but you can only intimidate one person at a time at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you take them.
It might get me out of the first fight, but. And then we'll do something with knives.
Knives would be fighting, I believe. Is it fighting? Yeah, fighting. Yeah, fighting covers all hand-to-hand melee attacks, whether it's with fists, axes, swords, or martial arts. It reflects skill as well as raw power, savagery, and. Yeah, you've only spent 3 points so far.
Yeah, it's not going that fast.
Okay.
You can also just like go a dice pair up, right?
Sorry?
You can also just go a dice pair up to spend more points on it.
Yeah, so if you raise the dice, it costs an additional point. And like I said, you can raise them up to the same. You can raise them up for 1 point, not 1 point. Each dice type costs 1 point up to the level of the same dice type as the linked attribute is. So, for example, agility will cost you 1 point per dice up to D8 because it's based on your agility.
So, this would cost me just 2 points.
No, athletic. Yes, that would cost you 2 points. Yep.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, because you start with your athletics. It starts at D4 for free. So.
Okay. Any other ones I should add or?
Well, I'd probably I don't want to build your character for you.
No, but I
would they have been would they gamble a lot? Would they be someone that would like try and like chance their luck with gambling and try and like make money that way? You know, trying to survive. Maybe they've got a little bit in healing. I don't know. Maybe not. Can they ride a horse? I don't know.
No.
Can they shoot an arrow or bow or a crossbow? What about taunting? Are they good at insulting people? Maybe they're good at.
I think so. They live their life on the street, so I've heard the
Yeah.
most creative insults on the street. So
Yeah, your mother was a snowblower. I don't know what a snowblower is. What's a snowblower? Somebody, what's snow?
I think I built it right. I hope I did.
Yeah, I'm almost done, I think.
Sorry? Some of you are a bit quiet.
I'm almost. I think I'm almost done with it.
Oh, have you jumped ahead, have you? Alright. Right. Yeah, I'll come back to once I caught up with you, then I'll come to you. What about you, Stevie? How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad at the moment. I'm choosing my gear.
Yeah, that's where
Right.
I'm at too.
Right, cool.
How are we choosing gear? Are we using like the 300 gold we get on the
I
start?
think you get 250 gold. I think, maybe.
It is 300 for beginning.
300 gold, yep. Sorry, Deadlands. I've still got Deadlands in my head. I was running Deadlands last night.
I think I'm there.
200, right?
300.
300.
Yes. All right. Well, as you're all way ahead, I'm just gonna concentrate on Izzy then. All right, Izzy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's work this out. Right. So thievery cost that was free. So hang on. Okay. I'm gonna advise you. You want to increase your notice to D6.
Yeah, I was thinking about it as well.
I would lower either stealth or thievery to D6, and then because then you can increase it right during gameplay.
Yeah. Wait, does it wanna pop up?
Hang on, I need a pen and paper. Fuck, I don't use pen and paper anymore. Damn it.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. So athletics, you spent 2 points.
Mhm.
Fighting, you spent 2 points. Notice, you spent 1 point.
Yeah.
Persuasion might be useful to persuade yourself out of situations.
Yeah.
Stealth, you spent 2 points, which takes up to 7.
Well, I can remove taunt.
7. Hang on.
Yep.
Survival, you brought 1, so that takes up to 8. Taunt, you brought 1, which takes up to 9. And then you spent 2 points on thievery, which takes up to 11. Let me just double check that, because if you have, you've got 1 point left. From what I've worked out. Let me just double check that.
Yeah.
So, athletics, you spent 2 points. Fighting, you spent 2 points. Notice, you spent 1. Repair. Oh, maybe I missed that. Repair, you spent 1. Stealth, you spent 2. Survival, you spent 1. Taunt, you spent 1. And thievery, you spent 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so then I can remove taunt and add that to persuasion. Or no? Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Just remove taunt and raise persuasion by 1. Yeah, persuasion's more charisma based, like you're persuading someone, or you could, womanly charms, or what, however you do, however you use it, however you want to do it, whether with that done, edges. Okay, this might take you the longest amount of time, all right, choosing edges. So first and foremost, you get a free edge, which is a class edge. So what you want to do is press Control Space and put in Rogue, all right, and drag the Rogue, drag that talent onto your character sheet. Yep, there we go. And if we click on it, it will tell you stuff. So armor restrictions, you can only use light. You needed to be a rogue. You needed novice. You need to be novice or at least level novice, which you are. Agility of D6, which you've got. A notice of D6, which you've got, and a stealth of D6, which you've got.
Yeah.
So you hit all that. Now, you don't get any edges. You can spend the 4 points that you got. You can buy 2 edges if you wanted to from your hindrances that you took, which is my general advice is I think I generally put all my points into edges if you wanted to, and I will share. This is more of a this is an overview. You need to make sure that you have the right level. You need to make sure you've got the
N is
requirements.
for novice, right?
Yeah, N is for novice. Yeah, if you've got any questions, I can help. I can definitely help sort that out for you. Yes, there's quite a lot. You've got background edges. I jumped the class edges.
Ranger, rogue.
Got combat edges. You got leadership edges. Power edges, which are probably not probably worth it because you haven't got arcane background. I'd ignore prestige edges at the moment because you can't take any of them. You got professional edges, which you might not be good enough to take yet, and then social edges, weird edges, and then ignore legendary edges. Yeah, but if you've got any queries about like the requirements, just tell me which one, and I will tell you what requirements you need for it.
Okay, and how many can I pick?
You can buy, because you took 4 points in hindrances. You can buy up to two edges
2 edges.
if you want, because there are other things you can do with your hindrance points if you wanted to. You can for 2 hindrance points you can also raise an attribute point if you wanted to, and then for 1 hindrance point you can buy another skill point, or you can start play with a 600 additional gold pieces. But if you've been living on the street, that probably makes no fucking sense.
She's a really good thief.
Very good. That's why they're wanted, because they stole 600 gold from someone.
Yeah, pickpocketed. Huge bag of money.
Just a rule of thumb, just so that people. Oh, sorry, Izzy. Yes.
If I go to rogue,
Yep.
do I also have to adhere to the S or the V or the H?
What are you looking at, the stuff in class edges?
The edges, yeah.
Yeah, they're edges that you take each rank that you go up. So when you become, hang on, when you become seasoned, you can then take trap sense, and when you become veteran, you can then take uncanny reflexes.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can't take them now because you can only take 1 class edge per rank. So yeah, so you just have to ignore them for now. But yeah, they are stuff that you can take later on.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of edges to look through. How's everyone else doing? I assume everyone else has just finished. Does anyone have any advice to help Izzy? Like maybe like any edges that she should look at?
Alertness, quick.
alertness. Quick. Yeah, quick you could take. That's pretty good. I like quick.
Fleet-footed,
Fleet-footed.
because you got to do a lot of running if you're a
Yeah,
fairy.
fair. Okay. Fleet-footed. In. Then.
Ooh. Sorry.
Can I take detective?
Can you take what?
Detective.
Your figure is... Yes, you can.
I'm just gonna talk my way out of everything. Yes.
Okay, cool.
That are the two then, right?
Have you?
Yeah.
What's your agility, stealth, and thievery? Because if they're D8, D6, and D6, you can take the thief edge, which gives you a +1 to all of your rolls related to thievery, athletics, and stealth in urban environments.
Professional edges. Thief. Agility is D8. Stealth is D8. And thievery is D6. Yeah, you could take thievery. You could take the thief talent if you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
instead of one of the others.
I'm just looking at it.
I'd probably
You
replace.
could also, if you're a thief living on the streets, you could have connections, which means you could have contacts that provide aid or favors.
I'd
as an
probably
edge.
get rid of fleet-footed if I was going to take thief. Problem is, you're going to a completely different area, so connections might not be the greatest thing to use in this area because you're going to be coming
Well,
to this place you've never
Instead,
been to.
you could go for streetwise. +2 to common knowledge on.
Yeah, I
Criminal
think I'm
networking.
okay with these two.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for the help, though. What's next?
Is
Yeah.
so
I think.
it spells for and powers and all of that kind of stuff. Does that take points away from what I would use to buy either more skill points or more edges?
Shouldn't do. Did you
Okay.
take arcane? You've taken the arcane talent, haven't you?
So cleric automatically comes with arcane background,
Okay.
so I should get 10 power points,
Okay.
but I've got to choose a domain. I haven't chosen that yet.
Yeah, if you choose, I think.
I'm looking through all the different domains right now to see which one would be best for Torag.
Yeah, so yeah, you all clerics start with the healing power, so you get the healing power for free, and you then get to choose other powers from your available powers.
Okay.
Once you've added the first power to your character sheet, the power points will appear.
Okay.
So if you drag healing on,
I still have two more or two edges that I can choose.
big. I don't know if you. I assume you know, but you do start with an additional free edge, right? Big oats, big. You're muted again.
I get one free for the human, right?
Yes.
Let me just. I got the paladin one, and I have champion.
Is champion one you took? How did you get champion? You're muted again.
It's getting muted. Okay. I get 1 edge, right?
Yeah.
As that would be paladin then, I think.
Well, no. You get class edges are free.
There we go.
Right.
And I get
Right.
1 edge because I'm a human, right?
You get 1 edge as a human, yeah.
So paladin as a free edge,
Yep.
and champion as a human.
Right, but your spirit needs to be D8 and your spirit is D6.
No, it's D8.
It says D6. You're muted again.
Okay, so whenever I click on the on the foundry bar, it mutes me. I'm gonna lower vigor then and up spirit. What do I need spirit for it? For champion?
Yeah,
Is that
champion.
right?
Yeah, the requirements you need spirit of D8.
To be for champion, I need a spirit of D8. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna lower vigor and I'm gonna up spirit.
Okay.
Would that fix it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, that would be it. 2 edges.
And what did you do with your additional? What did you do with your hindrance points? And you muted again. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. Now I need to keep the Zoom app open. I don't know why. I put both on
Have you
my
got-
points.
Stop. Have you got one screen?
Yes.
If
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
if you minimize, you should be able to turn it into a little box on the side of the window. I think you have to I can't
I
do it right
just did. Yep.
now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It should keep on top. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It opened a small window on the right side.
Yeah. So click Foundry. Let's see if you mute. Yeah, you muted. Fuck knows what's going on there. Let me check. Let me check.
Okay, but now I'm not.
Let's-
I need to keep I need to keep clicking on the Zoom app. I don't know why.
Let me. Oh, that's a good point. That's something I've completely forgot to do. Can everyone, before we crack on, can everyone go? You see where you're. If you open Zoom, there's something you need to do in Zoom. I'm just gonna. There's a next to where the mute button is. There's a little chevron that points up. If you click on that and go to audio settings,
Yeah.
there should be automatically adjust microphone volume. It should be a little box under the microphone thing. Make sure that's unticked. So otherwise your audio changes depending on how quiet you're talking or how loud you're talking. If you take
so
it off,
this is
you'll
better.
just be talking the same level. Yeah. So there won't be any variation, and you might be able to figure out what. Big. You might be able to figure out why it keeps muting you, because that's the first I've ever heard of it. Why I don't understand why it's muting you.
Let me check here. I mean, it's the push to talk. It's on, but I've always used it on. I don't know if maybe
I'd turn off. I'd turn off push to talk if I was you, and just mute yourself when you're just mute when you're not talking, and or if you or just leave yourself out. Depends on how noisy your background is, but if you ain't got a particularly noisy background, don't worry about muting it.
okay.
Alright.
But let's try it, and if the noise is disturbing, I'm gonna turn it on again. Okay. So I just checked the whole the book, and I do not need a spirit D8 for paladin. Let me just. Okay. So that would be both of my edges, paladin and champion. Yeah, no, that now it's not muting me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you needed D8 for the champion though.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think champion comes with paladin, does it? No, it doesn't.
So okay. So let me take out champion then. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, and what did you do with your other your hindrances that you got? Because you got 4 points.
I put both in attributes.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're not gonna go for champion then?
No, I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna keep doing the whole lowering vigor and upping spirit.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Champion. Yeah.
Right. Izzy, you got 300 gold crowns to buy gear and stuff with. All right.
It says 500.
Yeah, ignore that.
Okay.
That's just what it defaults to, I'm afraid. I could change it in the options, but just put it at 300. You might want to do the gear separately. The game will probably be open. It won't be open tomorrow night, but the game will be up. You know, if you need it, just message me and I can make sure that you can get access to the game.
Yeah.
If you want to do equipment another time, because we're coming up to break time, and if everyone's pretty much done, then we can end it there for this week.
Okay. Yeah, figured just continue going through the book and stuff because I think I missed something here.
Right, what have you missed?
Powers are listed in the back of the book. That's where they're. Okay, I found them. Never mind.
Okay. Has anyone else got any questions?
Yeah, I will need another character card.
Sorry?
I will need second character card. Because
You want
druids
another-
have beast companion.
Alright.
Unless you want to roll it without card, we can leave it like that.
Holy shit, why how have you got so many edges?
That's all from druid.
Really?
Well, luck is from what's his name? Halfling. Nature bond beastmaster is from druid. Arcane background is from druid. Power points are mine. I roll Joe mine. Attributes increase mine, and beastmaster is from druid.
You know, you could have just dragged over your class talent, right?
How?
By control space and putting in druid.
When I'm pressing control space, it's just putting a new address to go on different website for me.
Oh, okay, you got it set up differently then. Yeah, you could have just done that. Oh well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably using what? I assume you're not using Chrome, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, what did you get attribute increase from?
Sorry?
Oh, okay.
It's just my
I'm gonna fix. I'm gonna.
trait.
You should rather than remaining silent. You should have. I could have dragged things over for you. I will sort it out during during our break between the week. I'll probably sort it out once we get out of this. I'll add the proper stuff, like because it's all built in. I didn't know you couldn't press Control Space. I didn't know that was a thing that was not working for you.
Yeah, I'll just put in Starwood is mine, and the rest is just.
Yeah, I know, but we can. I mean, it's all built in. It's all like as long as you can drag it over, it's all built in. But yeah, I'll sort it out during the week. Is everyone else sorted though, apart from gear?
Yes.
Cool.
think so.
Yeah, I
Nothing else
think
needs to
I
be
am.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will wrap it up there then. Right. Let's do some shout outs. Big, what about give us a little hang on. You don't even know what you're shouting out.
Did you before you started, did you want to have a look over everyone's character sheet?
I'm gonna look
That would
over
be
them during,
nice. Oh, during week, yeah.
I will
would be
do it
nice.
during the week. I'll make sure everything's
Oh, I
correct
just
during
thought
the
it
week.
might be nice for stream, not
Oh yeah, okay, all right. Well, we've only,
like not an
okay,
in-depth look, just like a basic look
okay.
over.
Just to see if we fucked up, yeah.
Which we
Wow.
most certainly did.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
So this is big characters. Oh, you need to come up with names as well.
Oh, I did. I just didn't write it. My bad. See that I would have missed that.
Also, you need to put your what sort of like your archetype, like a one word or a couple of words for your archetype as well.
Okay. Where does that go? Can you show me? Oh,
Yeah,
I
on the
see it. I see it now. I
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just a little something to describe you.
Yeah. We'll sort you out. Yarrick, we'll sort this out next week. Well, during the week. It won't take long. I'll just drag and drop shit, and it will automatically include it. And you're playing a. Did you go for? What did Druid choose? Oh, you use Faith. Okay, alright. Alright, cool. I didn't realise Faith was a skill.
Yeah, it's arcane background miracles from Deadlands. It's called Hear Faith.
Yeah. Healing. Yeah, so you're sort of a all-rounder a bit. And you're a halfling. Pull your bow. Yeah, we'll fix it. Don't worry. I didn't know if you said I could. I don't know if you can turn that off at all, but it does. Yeah, we can fix it. We can fix it.
So instead of pressing Control Space, what's the place which I can just click with mouse to have the same effect?
I don't think there is. I don't know if there is. I don't know if there's a. I don't know if you can change it. You might be able to. It is. What is it? What is the fucking?
It depends what browser you're using.
Yeah, I
Opera.
don't know if.
Yeah, same.
I don't. So if you go to the cogwheel, Garrick, you go to the cogwheel and go to the module settings. You want to look for quick insert search widget. Don't know if you can change it. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where you could have done things as well. Ooh, ooh, let's not edit it. So, if you you see there's a question mark. There's quick insert. If you type it, you can actually start. You can sort of type in some of the edges on the character sheet. There's like a magnifying
yeah,
glass.
that's what I did.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you could if you did that and put in druid, you would have it would have found druid. How would you?
Yeah, but
find...
halfling is not working like this.
Yeah, I know. You could get it from. You could grab it from here. We go down to halfling. Scroll down where it says see halflings here. If you just drag that onto your onto the archetype section, that will change
okay.
it. Yeah, I didn't realise. I'm really sorry. That's me probably being a bit ignorant. Or not ignorant, not realising. Good God, that's a lot of... Why have you got... Fucking hell, 5... Wow. Oh, it's probably... Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. Excellent. Next is Izzy. Obviously, get me a name when you get a chance to.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't done languages, but we'll sort that out another time. Everyone starts with common, and you get so many languages based on your smarts, I believe. Oh fuck, where is it? Languages. Your character starts with common and knows additional languages equal to half their smart die type. So, for example, for you, Izzy, your smarts is 8, so you'd start with 4 additional languages.
Mm-hmm.
Typical choices are listed with each ancestry. See languages in traits for more. Oh yeah, there's a load of common languages. Yeah, you might want like Elven and stuff. Yeah, we just got minor details to fix. I don't know where you write languages. Probably in notes or backgrounds or something. Fuck knows. Where do you write languages? Probably backgrounds. But yeah. Alright, that's that. Right. Logan? You still got to pick 2 powers. Crafty? Matt?
Yep.
You still got to pick 2 powers. And how many powers do you have? What's your power points?
PowerPoint should be 10. I'm going through the list now. So I'll get that taken care of before the next session. The one thing that I wanted to see was there any way that I could learn more spells, because it's the class says I can learn 3 spells or 3 powers. But I was trying to see if I couldn't expand that by spending hindrance points. So,
well, there's an edge called new powers, which gives you 2 new powers to choose from. It's called new powers. Oh, new power. Is it new power? I think it gives you 2 new powers. An Arcane character may learn 2 new powers by choosing this edge.
Okay, all right, I'll take a look.
And you can take it multiple times as well.
And that was under.
It's going to be under power edges. Just put controls. Well,
okay.
If you're using.
Yep, I got it. I got it right here. Yep.
Okay. You can also buy additional power points as well, I think.
Yeah. I don't think I need to do that quite yet.
Okay.
But yes.
And let's have a look at not that one. No, it's that one. Oh, hang on. Oh, everyone's moved about a bit. If we look at you, we're going to go soon. That's why I'm not going to break yet, because we're going to wrap up very shortly. Okay, cool. Strength for D10, eh? Bloody orc smashing things apart. Oh, you got a signature weapon, haven't you? Trademark weapon. Right, cool. We edited that. Actions. Yes, that's all good. 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 You're wearing a tunic. Adventure kit. Nice. Cool. Alright. Have I looked at everyone? Theodus. That's big. I think I've looked at everyone. There we go. I will like I said, I'll go over them with a more finer tooth comb during the week and make sure points have been spent, or if anything's incorrect.
Next session is next week, right?
Next session, yeah. Hopefully it will be 7. Hopefully it will be 7, starting at 7 o'clock rather than 8 o'clock. And then we'll do a few hours. Like I said, we'll go for breaks and shit. Every 10 minutes. But yeah, let's do some shout outs.
Cool.
And yeah, next week, everyone needs to get me an image of their character during the week, and
Is there anywhere we can get such a?
I will link you someplace in a minute where I usually go to get images. Yeah, let's do some shout outs. Let's Izzy, where can we find you?
At the moment, I'm not really active, so it's not worth shouting out.
Oh,
Still figuring things out.
If people do, you can follow her on Twitch. I think you
Yes.
play Apex Legends, right?
I used to,
among other things.
Yeah, not at the moment. But if you wanna see more of my personal life, go to Instagram. Little Miss is lower dash and then official.
Right, get me that, and I'll add that to my little thingy.
Well,
Did I do? No, I haven't got Matt. Matt, can we find you anywhere? Sorry, Crafty. I'm so not used to calling you that.
You can find me at crafty Matt Craft on Twitter. That's generally where I am. I don't really post a whole lot, but I certainly do retweet and reply.
Cool. Stevie?
Yep. I stream
Shout out.
sometimes. I stream sometimes, mostly RPG games. RPGs.
Hello, traditional English person who's really bad at selling themselves. How are you doing? You can find her over at twitch.tv/Stevie Snape. Right?
Stevie Snap.
Snap. James can't read. And you can find her on Twitter over at twitter.com/Stevie Snap1. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm so bad at it. It's whenever I'm shouted out on someone else's channel, I'm just like, yes, I am a person.
Big Totes, what about you? Where can we find you? Can we find you anywhere, or just the Discord?
Well, yeah, you can. Am I muted? No, right?
No, you're not muted.
Fine. Well, you can find me on Twitch as well. It's not my channel, but we stream almost every day. It is twitch.tv/Chandlerete. I don't know if I can post it on the chat.
You won't be able to. You'll have to give it to me.
Oh, okay. I'll give it to you so you can post it later. We stream it almost every day. We play Heroes of the Storm. It's almost mostly Spanish, so
you still play Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah,
You're still playing Heroes of the Storm. I stopped playing it when they stopped supporting it.
They actually put it on support mode now, on legacy mode. But we still stream it. It's more for the fun of it. Almost every day.
Wow. I
Yeah,
haven't played it in years.
it's on live support already. I know.
It was on live support years ago.
Yeah. But as long as Blizzard keeps the servers up, we are gonna play it.
Eric,
I cannot be found anywhere.
you find him on the Discord.
Mystery.
Chainsaw
Oh,
Dash.
only on Discord, yeah. But except that, I'm not streaming. I'm not doing anything that social on internet.
As for me, don't forget, if you haven't joined the Discord, click the link there. You'll join our little Discord that we have. Things will be coming back to normal eventually. I'm just taking a bit of a break from Test Chamber while that settles down. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/JamesCourtTV. I post more often now than I used to, and I retweet shit and I talk bollocks. That's generally my go-to thing. If you don't use Twitter and you use Facebook, I've got a Facebook page. I don't really use the Facebook page at the moment. It's sometimes I just forget about it because it's annoying. But yeah, YouTube is where all my VODs are. There are over 200 videos of different games that you can go watch right now if you wanted to. A like and subscribe on that would be awesome. And if you're watching this on Twitch for the first time, a follow, a nice little follow would be awesome. And if you're feeling particularly spicy, don't forget to, if you can, to hit that subscribe button if you've got it. If you've got like Amazon Prime or something. But other than that, I'd like to thank all the players for making their characters. It was mostly playing this.
For helping me through it.
That's all right. That's what we're here for to do. Is it dark? Yeah, it is dark. I thought it was still light outside. But yeah, we will be back next week and we'll be playing the game fully. Players, I suggest you. I'll probably cut and paste the question, the background questions into the group chat that we've got going. All right, so just answer that as best you can. Yeah, I don't know much about the Pathfinder setting at the moment, so this will be a learning situation for all of us. All right, but yeah. Other than that, thank you everyone who come and hung out today. Most appreciated, and we will speak to you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.